Year's, whether it's day, eve, whatever it is for you. Happy 2026. I ended up too sick to go to a Frey ball last night, so let's talk about how 2026 has me wishing I could travel to my fatherland, Ireland, and other places around the world, and how really truly there's magic right in our own undergrounds. References implied. See you in a bit. Welcome on back, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references, alongside the raw healing stories my characters in the Myrna Annals and related tales such as Vitae Atlantica, Book 1, Crusader of Luxander Shoals, launching January 11th. We are into the countdown, y'all. So, yeah, I do enjoy helping other soul bards such as yourselves rock out in your pace and your time, in your stride with what you love to do most, and epically so in your businesses. Locarina of Time, are you going to jump up here? Are you? Maybe. So, how am I trying to be more Frey-like in, what I want to build in my life? The longer I hang around and witness, as I did, last night from a distance because sick, all the cool things that the members of the Baltimore Ferry Fair and related crews do, I want to go on a trip so badly. The 3 stops I have in mind are Egypt, Scotland, Ireland. And a lot of you are like, okay, I understand. Hello, Ian and Neftiri. Why Egypt and Scotland? Why Ireland? 'Cause me. My family is largely from Ireland. My maiden name is about as Americanized Irish as you can get. And, as my grandmother used to say. Hi. You're being adorable. So I want to all the more find a way back to the places that literally where being a bard was a job. The bards of Ireland, the more I study my spirituality for the Celtic end of my belief system, the more I realize how what I'm doing in my business is very appropriate to what I'm studying from the Celtic bards and Irish bards of old. I kind of feel like I'm fulfilling a role, if you understand my meaning. We are the first reporters of our characters' shenanigans, are we not? So what are other ways other than putting on my bucket list, or rather moving up into a higher spot of importance on my bucket list, looking for some sort of sabbatical trip somewhere eventually? I would love to find other ways of incorporating magic into my year. I'm reading more books now, more than ever, not just on like self-help, getting better at my business type stuff. Of course it's that. But I'm also reading more and more into areas of spirituality that have overlapping interests into what I already believed, playing on the whole thing of if you get really zoomed out, a lot of religions and spiritualities and ways of life have a lot of universal themes and truths. And that's where I'm looking at the overlaps of in some of my studies. So I'm intrigued to see how that influences my writing, given what I write. Anyway, I'm also very much looking forward to tiny changes. Some of you are noticing I gave up a fight. We've been here for a year plus, almost a year and a month. And ever since then, a certain someone, as you saw earlier, has kind of claimed this her domain. So that got cleared off. More Funkos came out of storage. Members got to see me rearrange some of my books and some of my books. And I kicked out a day job client into another part of the house, so that way this is only about my business, not just the various jobs I do and work I do. So I have a goal to, with the things you see behind me, make it a lot prettier. I've already started as far as like what goes where for in my totes for the inventories, making sure that I take what's in those red totes over there, parcel them out to either what's behind my back there with the dresser or into things there. And yeah, day one, I actually slept late. Because I didn't go to the Time Travelers Ball as I so wanted. And literally, I was dressed, packed. There's a reason why you're handheld mode today, because all my vlogging stuff is still packed. And I had everything ready to go. I had my travel to there clothes on. So that way, I also had something to change out of for when I was done. And travel back, and so on, and whatnots, and get sleeps, and so on. So, yeah, I laid down for a little bit yesterday afternoon, because I was like, I'm exhausted. Getting showered, dressed, dyeing my hair, just getting ready to leave. I had no energy, and I said, okay. Let me check in with my bestie for advice, and the first question out of her mouth was, do you still have your fever, basically? And I'm like, okay, I didn't even think to check that yet. Maybe that's why I feel. And of course, that's what I was feeling, was the onset of another fever. 100.5. Just a fever, enough to be a fever. Thanks, body. Checked it this morning, a little while ago, and as long as I'm taking fever reducers, I'm okay. So am I really all that better? As a school teacher, we were always told that if your kid still has a fever without fever reducer, don't send them to school, for a reason, as a guideline of self-care. So, Locarina, that is my leg you are clawing up. Please stop. She literally looks up at me and then lets go. Like, what? We're in teenager mode today, not toddler mode. Noted. So, when I started feeling down about not being able to go to the Baltimore Ferry Fair, I said, okay, this evening can still be quite what it needs to be for the year ahead. 2026 is my breakthrough year. There's a reason why my limit break charging up mode had to last until the very last moment. So since I was home, I did my usual what I do at midnight kind of things of celebrating and welcoming in the new year. And this morning, of course, continued in what I would normally do at the start of the year for those things. So now I also realize that tomorrow night I'm supposed to go to a Final Fantasy concert with the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. I'm still going to Baltimore this week, apparently. That means no stream tomorrow night, which is okay. Pop-up stream here this evening, though. Seeing a little bit, add a little bit more magic into your day. Seriously. Even it's just, what is a spell but a prayer, and what is a prayer but a spell sometimes? And Esmeralda was onto something when she said, God bless the outcasts. So as an outcast, there's a lot of power in simply thinking positive things when you make your first cup of whatever in the morning. There's a lot of energy and power in the first thought we have when we wake up in the morning. For me, prior to today, I spent too many days not liking that I was waking up here. Gonna admit. This morning I woke up, and for the first time in a long time I didn't think that. And instead I thought how refreshing it was. That's a mindset shift towards breakthroughs of many. Take care of yourself in all the tiny magical ways. If it's right for you, it's right for you. It doesn't have to make sense to somebody else. You matter, now more than ever. And so does your voice. Welcome to another year of being here and either receiving hugs or giving hugs to and from the community as appropriate, as you need for those reminders. Let's do this, 2026.